Let me ask you about some work you've done in the transition since taking it over. You've moved out some lobbyists, and in keeping with that, Donald Trump told me a couple of months ago that he would have no problem with having no lobbyists and no major donors in his administration at all. Do you think he'll be able to keep that promise?
Well, I think the American people want to see a change in Washington, D.C. There's been heartbreak and disappointment when it's over recent years and frankly successive administrations where we've seemed to see an inability for Washington, D.C. to get anything done, and the President-elect is absolutely determined to build an administration with women and men who bring that fresh perspective and a determination on doing the people's business and not the business of special interest. And so as you know, we made changes as soon as I took over the transition effort. We made changes. We moved lobbyists out of the transition team, and that's going to continue to be a lodestar. And I can tell your viewers that the President-elect is determined to move ethics reform in the next year in the Congress of the United States. A lot of people around the country want to see us drain the swamp. They want to see fundamental ethics reform. That's going to happen starting January the 20th.
So just to button that up, so no lobbyists or donors in the administration as he promised, that's right?
Well, I think what the President-elect has made clear is that we're going to have people in the administration who are 100% focused on serving the American people and moving the Trump agenda forward. And to sit with him in these interviews that have been taking place over the last week, to sit with him with congressional leaders, as the two of us did a week ago, is to see someone who's completely focused on keeping the promises that he made to the American people. And I got to tell you, it's really been inspiring to be standing shoulder to shoulder with our President-elect even in these few short days since that historic election.
But that doesn't quite sound like a yes to me. So it seems like there's some wiggle room on the no lobbyists and donors. So we'll look for some clarity on that to come. But let me ask you about this question. The Wall Street Journal has asked that Mr. Trump liquidate his holdings with his business. Will he?
Well, I saw that editorial. What I can tell you is that I'm very confident that the President-elect and his extraordinary talented family are going to work with the best legal minds in this country and create the proper separation from their business enterprise during his duties as President of the United States. To be around him is to be around a man who is completely focused on the people's business, and to get to know his children is to get to know men and women of extraordinary capability who I know he's confident they can lead the business enterprise while he puts all of his energies, all of his focus in the people's business.
Should employees of the Trump businesses be involved at all in the people's business, in government business, meetings?
Well, I think during this transition, it's very helpful.
How about during the presidency?
For the President-elect to. Well, I think during the presidency there will be the proper separation. I can just assure you, all of your viewers that to be around President-elect Donald Trump now is to be around someone who, while he has built literally one of the most prosperous businesses in the country. He's a man who is spending all of his energies and all of his focus on that agenda that he campaigned on. And it's about bringing personnel together. We'll have more extraordinary men and women here in New Jersey today who are under consideration for positions of enormous import. But it's also about laying out the policies that we're going to start on day one in this Congress to implement. And the President-elect has already made the decision, and in conversations with Republican leaders in the House and Senate, that we're going to lift the extraordinary burden of Obamacare off the backs of the American people and off the backs of American businesses. Repealing Obamacare will be the first priority in a session that will be characterized by tax reform, rebuilding the military infrastructure,
Mr. Vice President, I guess,
ending illegal immigration, and that's where we're focused.
Here's the question for a candidate who worked so hard and made such a strong point and was so about draining the swamp, about the Washington culture of self-dealing. You'd expect brighter lines in terms of the private business and the presidency. If a foreign country, for example, does business with the Trump industries, would we expect to see that notified, a notification of that? Because you could imagine somebody trying to do business with the Trump family as a way of getting in good with the Trump president.
John, what I can assure you and all of your viewers is that all of the laws pertaining to his business dealings and his service as President of the United States will be strictly adhered to. And he set that tone from the very beginning. But the other part is just, I'm very confident that we will operate an administration that is above reproach with regard to all of those issues. But, one of the reasons why I believe Donald Trump won a mandate for leadership is because he wasn't a career politician. He spent an entire lifetime as a builder, creating jobs, building a business enterprise. And the American people said yes to bringing a builder and a business leader into the White House. We'll create the proper legal separation above reproach as he goes forward. And I promise you, President-elect Donald Trump is today, and President Donald Trump after January 20th is going to be completely focused on the people's business, and he'll leave his business life in the past.